It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our next session, Polygon Fireside Chat. We are honored to have Sandeep, co-founder of Polygon Technology, and Dalip, SVP and Head of Developer Relations of Polygon Technology with us here today. Please welcome Sandeep and Dalip. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey, hi. Welcome to join us, Sandeep and Dalip. Yeah. So yeah, actually, we only have 30 minutes, so I just go through all the things we need to discuss. Yeah. Actually, I went through all the video streaming of the whole Layer 2 conference during the ETH Amsterdam. I remember you have many teams showing up to present your latest tech updates across all your Layer 2 platforms like Nightfall, Ahmed Zero, almost the entire morning of that event. That's pretty impressive. You have put so much effort into solving the scalability problem of the Web3 infrastructure. So today, let's deep dive into your latest view on the Web3. But I like to start with the question of the whole market situation and some basic things. So the first one I want to talk is that recently we saw the market has been quite volatile. So what are your thoughts on the whole market situation? Yeah.
So I first of all, ni hao and gao xing ren shi.
Ni hao, ni hao. 谢谢, 谢谢. Thank you.
Yeah. So I just know this much Chinese. So yeah, I mean, so coming to your question, Z, that definitely the markets are really look really bad, but I think it's not that much related to crypto. Of course, the Luna event happened, but I think it's largely to do with the macro markets because of this quantitative tightening that the US Federal Bank is doing. And I think till the time inflation comes in some level of control, I think they will keep doing that. Right. So that's my view on that. So it might take, who knows, 3 months, 6 months. And Fed has to see once, the economic, once the inflation starts tapering down more and more, I think they will make it more they'll reduce the tightening or stop the tightening at all. And then maybe the industry can or the markets can start going back.
Yeah, thanks. So next I will talk about the tech part, not the market part. Yeah. So we have seen many alternative layer 1, layer 2s recently and for a long time, for several years in the crypto market or Web3 part. So much that we can choose right now for developers, for users. So what do you think the biggest difference between the Polygon and all of other layer 1, layer 2s? Yeah.
So you are right that a lot of layer 1 and layer 2s have come and gone, but Polygon has always stayed, right? Polygon has been there right from the start and it has stayed there. And today it's the biggest platform by number of applications. Recently, Alchemy published that we have around 20,000 dApps, which no other blockchain can boast of. Similarly, the number of users also, the organic users, because we have Ethereum-like address. Some of the other blockchains are different, for example, some numbers came out recently for Solana that the number of users or number of active addresses are high, but those are like one user can have multiple accounts, right? But on Ethereum, one user has generally one address, and for interacting with smart contract, you need just only one address. So in that whole regard, by number of organic users, we are probably the number one. Only Binance Chain has more users, but they also have a lot of Binance.com users moving their money in USDT here and there. So, but then apart from that, apart from Binance, I would say, which has Binance.com roles to play, but Polygon is the number one blockchain in terms of number of users, daily active users, number of total dApps available on Polygon, and total number of developers in the ecosystem. So it's generally considered, if you go deep into it, you will consider. So the reason for that is that, Polygon on the layer 2, we strongly believe that, layer 1 cannot scale blockchain infinitely. So you will always have, you will have a layer 1 like Ethereum, which is becoming the settlement layer, and it will keep growing in that its network effects are growing. and the user will interact on these transaction layers, and Polygon is building that transaction layer where users will interact. Ethereum, only chains will interact. Right now also you see all these layer 2 users interact on layer 2, but the layer 2 then kind of batches the transactions back on the Ethereum cryptographically, right? So eventually Ethereum will become that only. There will be hundreds of chains, all of them doing transactions and batching the transactions into Ethereum. So Polygon is building many of these different kinds of chains. That's why you see like Meta, Facebook is launching on Polygon, right? Like, it's the biggest. And then Stripe recently had the, launch on Polygon. Similarly, there are like multiple big like metaverse. Everybody keeps talking about metaverse, right? You have the background also looks like kind of metaverse, but all the big metaverses, think about it, like Decentraland is on Polygon, Sandbox is launching on Polygon, Somnium Space, Mega, all of these big ones, they are all on Polygon. OpenSea, drives a lot of volume from Polygon. So, by the fundamentals, I'm not talking about the marketing and then, hype and all that. By the fundamentals, Polygon is slowly growing into the most dominant platform, and it will keep growing like that because our focus is basically the, adoption. So, yeah, I mean, that's the goal is, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. And talking about the layer 2 technology, everyone is talking about it right now. And Polygon has pledged a ton of resources into the layer 2 tech, including the ZK part or other, tech. But why are you there are so many different type of rollups you are working on? Yeah.
Yes. So, our thesis is that different developers need different things. For example, Facebook, Meta recently launched, they had a different kind of requirement. Similarly, Stripe had a different kind of requirement. Like games, these thousands of games that are on their Polygon, they have a different kinds of requirement. So we believe that eventually the world is going to be multi-chain, and each chain, developers, each application has its own requirements. So that's why what we are building is kind of the AWS of blockchains, like the cloud service, Amazon Web Services of Web3, wherein the developers can come and choose which solution suits their application the best, right? So we have a Polygon Supernets. Supernet means you can have your own dedicated chain, right? Then you have Polygon POS. You can have a public chain, low cost transactions, make your NFTs, whatever you want to do. Then similarly, you will have rollups. In rollups also, you have various categories for us, right? So the immediate rollup that we want to launch is ZK EVM, which is the Polygon Hermes rollup, right? Which is purely EVM. So you have your Ethereum code, take it to Ethereum, take it to Hermes. Similarly, secondly, we have Polygon Zero. So Polygon Zero, even though it will have EVM compatibility, but it will also allow more complicated computation, right? Computation to happen, bigger computation to happen on layer 2, still back on Ethereum. And similarly, Maiden is also working on that. Different programming languages. Like right now, this one is the ZK EVM will support Solidity, but Polygon Zero and Maiden might support Rust programming language or C++ or other programming languages, right? So again, we are very developer focused, and whatever developer needs, we want to provide. We want to become one-stop shop, AWS, like Amazon Web Services of Web3. If you want to deploy any application, you come to Polygon, choose your solution, deploy, right? That's one-stop shop we want to become for the Web3 developers.
And by the way, you have many teams on different type of technologies. So how's your tech teams? How many people in your team?
Yeah. So we are now the biggest protocol team. I think by many standards, we have 465 people now in total. All these teams are separate teams, right? So Polygon Zero is a separate team, Hermes is a separate team, Polygon Supernets is a separate team, POS and Avail is a separate team. So these teams are autonomous teams. All are incentivized using Matic, Matic community, Matic Foundation, Matic tokens, and the foundation provides the burn rate, and all of them are building solutions which will be built on top of Matic token. So eventually everyone will get benefited, and any one of them succeeds, everyone succeeds. So yeah, that's how it is built out.
Okay. So yeah, you talk about so many network and solutions that you are working on. It seems this network, I don't know if it's isolated from one another, or like many rollups, they can't bridge their assets natively. So do you have any plans to bring all your solutions to an all-in-one solution, or is modularity more important in your roadmap? Yeah.
So first of all, modularity is very important, like all of these, because if you have everything in one chain, then the chain starts having issues. Like we all saw that Solana actually every week, twice a week, it goes down, right? Because it is trying to have all the users in one chain, right? But this is not how the blockchains can scale currently. They will, the blockchains can only scale with, right now, whatever technology is available is to have these separate ledgers for individual activities. And between these chains, you can have interoperability. And for interoperability, we are very clear that, Polygon ecosystem is a very open ecosystem. So all the interoperability protocol guys, like whether it's Hop protocol, whether it's Connext, Biconomy, Wormhole, everyone is building on Polygon for interconnectivity between these chains. So we are building these chains, interconnectivity people are building, and we are fine with that. And eventually we can also bring our, let's say, IBC style protocol or things like that in future. But currently there's no plan.
Okay. So I think we can switch to the developer part, because the developer, they are the real builders of the Web3. Yes. So what are your plans or tools or incentives, features to enable the developers' success on Polygon? I'd like Dalip and Sandeep to also.
Yes. Yeah. Dalip, please go ahead.
First of all, thank you for having us. And this is like wonderful time to be in this space. And particularly if you're a developer, as Sandeep has been talking about, like the world is changing fast from Web 2 to Web 3 transformation that's happening. And within Web 3, like focusing on all different scenarios. So making us the AWS of the future. So we are looking at multiple things when it comes to developers, right? First of all, they are the backbone of our ecosystem. They are if you look at Sandeep and other co-founders, they all started from that foundation. So our company by design was built by developers for developers. So we provide number of resources for developers, both in the past, and now we are doubling down on some of the resources. Our POS is one of the most widely chained, suitable for most of the development environment, and now other rollups that are coming up. So the way we look at the development or developer space is like, how do we provide the right set of resources for them to get education? So we have the Polygon Academy, and then we run last year alone, we ran about 100 or so hackathons ourselves in our partnership with our most famous partners, like including the Dora Hacks in China. And we continue to double down on those areas and kind of include more technologies as they become available to help existing developers and the future developers. And as Sandeep was talking about, the developers who are using Solidity now, and those who will be able to use Rust as well, Rust and C++. Other than that, we also provide other upskilling opportunities like Accelerator. This past week, we announced 3 different accelerators in different parts of the world. We announced one in Israel, we announced one in India, and we also announced one in US in collaboration with different parts. Like in US, it was with the Launch House, where we partner with Coinbase. Let me make sure I have the names right. We have the Polygon and Basecamp accelerator. And these accelerators are meant to take developers to the next phase of, once they have attended the hackathons, once they have taken the training, like how do we help them go from the skills to building the dApps, right? And even after that, we continue to support them. We have the programs called Polygon Village, where we provide them with bunch of resources to help them enter into that business marketplace once we have the dApps through voucher programs, bounty programs. And those who want to work, like we also have the Polygon job board where we share ecosystem jobs. So you can see that we work to help developers from skills to build dApps and then launch dApps, and those who are in the workplace, like helping them find the next job. And again, this is, we are where we are with the 20,000 dApps that Sandeep mentioned because of the developers. So we'll continue to focus to support them, big, small, anywhere in the world, directly or through partners, through the partners globally.
So can you name some the very active or their academy developers that they are making very natively on the Polygon? Yeah. Do you have some showcase? Yeah.
Say that one more time.
Do you have any use case or demo that you have some developers that they are building on? Yeah.
Some dApps that developers are building on? Oh.
Yeah, building on Polygon. Yeah.
Yeah. There are quite a few, right? The developers are building across the board, from the POS to now the supernets are available, building for different use cases, from what you have seen in the past, working on the entertainment DeFi space. That's there. It is evolving very fast as the technologies are getting available from zero ID.
One more thing I want to say that 99% of all the applications on Ethereum, they are today available on Polygon also. Like right now, the biggest application of Polygon are actually biggest applications of Ethereum also. Like for example, last week, Uniswap on Polygon did $1.4 billion worth of volume on Polygon, right? Similarly, all those Aave, Curve, they continue to be the biggest, Polygon markets are the biggest markets for them. And then there are native applications, like I told you about the metaverses. Then there are large number of games which are very popular right now, like Laguna games, Zrun, PegXC. Many of these are like top ranking games. They all are on Polygon only. And with Supernets also, we recently announced 6 different teams who are building the Polygon Supernets. They are Polygon Supernets. It means dedicated chains built on top of Polygon. And this number actually is much, much bigger. These are the ones who are slightly ready. And there are like Fortune 50, Fortune 100 companies, also big companies they are launching. And also on the enterprise side, like Ernst & Young actually, recently launched a Polygon Nightfall product also, which is basically a enterprise focused blockchain. So a lot of applications building on top of that.
Okay, yeah. And I think we can talk about the trends of the Web3 dApps, because everyone excited about DeFi like 2 years ago and the NFT or game 1 year ago. I remember you also established Polygon Studio to support this kind of dApp built on Polygon. You may see many other new dApps in the pipeline. Yeah. So in your opinion, what kind of dApps will be the next big thing in the whole Web3? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the most popular apps that we were seeing is definitely gaming is still the biggest segment, and we are seeing a lot of gaming teams. Then DAOs and DAO related toolings is a very important thing. A lot of people are doing. GameFi is also one thing. But also what we are seeing now is basically these applications like Move to Earn, Watch to Earn, Browse to Earn. A lot of these protocols are also building these economics around their activities of the users, right? So building like these token economics for the rewards for the end users, with which the end users can be incentivized to initially build those user base. So a lot of applications are doing that also, and I can see a lot of applications are coming over there. Plus on the entertainment segment also, we are seeing a lot of sports leagues looking to launch their NFTs, a lot of entertainment, Hollywood related things trying to do stuff over there. Similarly, the movie industry, people are trying to build in movie, and the travel industry, like hotel industry, people are trying to create innovative business models to kind of disrupt the existing business models in these current industries.
Personally, I was excited about the project called Lens Protocol built by Aave. I don't know if you noticed their data. Yeah.
I was there on their launch party yesterday also on Twitter Spaces. So, Lens Protocol is like building the base layer for all the social networks to build on top of it. So there are like around 6 or 7 applications who are building on top of Lens Protocol right now.
So actually, we have go through all the prepared questions, but I have some more. Yeah, but the first one is I remember you have released the Polygon Nightfall, cooperate with the EY. So can you share with us about some details about the Nightfall tech and what it's going to do? Yeah.
Sorry, I missed the question. Sorry, Z, could you repeat the question?
Nightfall from you have just deployed on mainnet. So I'd like to know what it can do. Yeah, the details of the Nightfall. Yeah.
So Nightfall is basically, it's basically a combination of optimistic rollups with zero knowledge technology. So it's kind of a optimistic rollup, but which has privacy built into it. So this privacy is used is for the use from your big institutions like financial institutions. Let's say on the Wall Street, they want to do a lot of transactions, but they don't want those transactions to be in public, right? So it involves privacy-enabled transactions for enterprises, but it also has a lot of methods where user KYC, if user needs to, they can do KYC and things like that also on top of it. So it's basically an enterprise-specific roll-up solution.
Yeah, and how about the median and the zeros roadmap in your,
So let me start with Polygon Hermes itself. So Polygon Hermes we think that we are very, very close to having a full-blown ZK EVM. Maybe
this year?
Yes, of course. This year, like in fact, this first half of this year, we feel confident. Maybe, here and there, 1 or 2, 3 weeks here and there, but we feel confident that this could go live in the first half of this year itself. We are confident by Q2.
Yeah.
And Polygon Zero is expected somewhere in the Q4 this year. And Maiden is actually next year. Maiden would take at least Q2 next year. So yeah, we have a jam-packed in terms of launches.
So why Maiden has taken so long to achieve that? Yeah.
It's okay because see, we are building ZK rollups. We'll have one by first half of this year. One would be the end of next year, and then Maiden, because the way they are building things, it's okay. Like even if they come after 2 years, it's fine. The technology that they are building, the use case is very different. The use case is for large institutions. Let's say maybe some games to run their whole gaming logic on blockchain and then put the proof back on Ethereum. So Maiden is our 5-year roadmap bet. Hermes is this year and next 2 years, which will be very popular. And then Zero is like 2 to 5 years. And then, Maiden and Zero, for the longer term horizon also. That's how we are seeing our roadmap.
Okay, so in your old solution, the Polygon POS is in the middle of that, right?
Yeah. Current Polygon POS, eventually our Polygon Hermes rollup will become, we believe that it will become the biggest platform once it comes this year.
Well, some migration, you see, or plan?
There is a possibility some of the applications will want to have their ZK rollup store also, probably. But we also see that what we are working, which is very innovative, is that we are building the provers, ZK provers, in a way where the Polygon POS chain itself can convert into a ZK rollup retrospectively, right? So it can convert into a ZK rollup. That will be the best thing. If this chain converts into ZK rollup, this is the most popular chain. It's amazing, right? It's next level stuff. So it
will take some time, right?
It will take some time. POS chain to convert into this, it will take time. But the Polygon Hermes, when the rollup comes in, that will be a separate chain initially, and we are guessing a lot of DeFi applications would want to move there.
Okay, so thanks. I think that's all for this panel. I have shoot for two questions for you. Yeah,
I will just add one more thing. Right? This is the exciting time. I'm assuming like most of the participants who are listening to us are developers. So this is the most exciting time to get into the Web3. And this is just the beginning. As Sandeep was talking about, if you look at the roadmap, the products will keep on coming. It will continue to innovate the existing business processes, like from gaming to DeFi and, the CRMs, the when you think of the supply chain management, right? Where enterprises can maintain their privacy and they can still be on the public chains at the same time. Transactions costs are really, really low on our platform. So if you are developers, we want to work with you. We are making the resources available, as I mentioned before, from the development resources, from the education resources, participate in our hackathons, please come and participate in our accelerators, and all the way to the business resources that we are making available through Polygon Village. So this is an exciting time. We want to invite you all. We want to welcome you all. And I think it is going to be an exciting journey to build with us and change the world in coming years.
Yeah, thanks. It's encouraging. And Sandeep, do you have anything to add? And last, yeah.
No, so I mean, just this that, you know, like we are now seeing a lot of Chinese developers using Polygon. We are seeing a lot of people from Korea also moving their products into Mesh Swap. Recently moved to Polygon, and they have like $600 million volume in, or TVL in like a matter of 1 week and things like that. So we are seeing, because Polygon POS chain itself is emerging as one of the most dominant players in the space. So, you know, we are very, very excited for more and more Chinese developers to, you know, build things with us. So we are there for you, whatever you want to build. You know, I mean, when you have a MVP ready, or you are pre-MVP stage, do reach out to Dalip and team. We would love to see, you know, where if we can provide you grants or recommend you to the accelerators. And then if you are, you know, once you have reached a place where you have a basic product ready and everything, maybe we can even help you to connect to the VCs and you know, like other investors. So we want to be a part of your whole entrepreneur journey. So do reach out to Dalip and team for any kind of help required.
Yeah, developer, please choose the Polygon. Yeah. Okay, so thanks. That's for this panel. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Sandeep and Dalip. Yeah, and looking forward to your next milestones. Yeah. So I think that's, yeah, thank you and bye.
Thank you.